Hello and welcome to another edition of 911 e-learning's Building an Online Course. This particular lesson, what we're going to discuss is engaging learners with lecture supplements and the use of lecture supplements. My name is Kirk and I am the President and CEO of 911 e-learning solutions. This particular session, we're going to discuss lecture supplements. I'll talk about what they are, why we use them, and how to build them. So what lecture supplements are mystery outlines of the presentations. They're basically carbon copies of the presentation. As you can see here, it is a carbon copy of the presentation with just mystery areas that have been cut out of it. And what happens is the learners are encouraged to print the lecture supplement at the very beginning of the session. They print the lecture supplement, and then as they progress through their presentation, they're able to fill in the blanks and find the answers to the blank areas. The reasons that we chose to do this is we found that it engages the kinesthetic learners. One of the responses that we got from from some of our students we've actually seen several times, and it's read, write, remember, and they absolutely love the lecture supplements. It highlights key points of the topic so that folks that have a tendency to drift off during the presentations, they're able to come back, pick up the areas, fill in the blanks as they need to, and again it points out the areas that they really need to focus on. And again, for those kinesthetic learners and others that are interested, it does provide them with a tangible study guide that they're able to go through and print off print and hold on to. So how do we create a lecture supplement? Well, basically all we do is we take a copy of the outline area, and this is an old version of PowerPoint, but they all basically have the same design. And what we've done is we've shrunk the slide down so you can see the outline view, and we simply copy the outline view and then paste it over into a Word document. So ultimately what we do is we take this and turn it into a Word document. Then what we do is we go through the Word document, through the lecture supplement, and good instructional design areas will tell you that we have those measurable outcomes and those lesson objectives that we want to identify. So these should really align with lecture or with your objectives, and as you go through and identify objectives and key points, you are highlighting these particular areas. So you go through, highlight those, and then what we do is we save that one. I call it supplement with answers. You can call it whatever you want to, but I generally will save it. Like this one in particular is the shock hypoperfusion, and so what we'll do with that is I would save that as shock supplement with answers and hold on to it, because at the end we will end up coming back to it and using it to help us write some test questions as well. So once we've gone through and highlighted all of those, and we've created another copy, then in this particular case we have the copy, and we go through, select the highlighted words and then change them over into blanks. A couple of different ways that you can do that. It's actually a fairly simple way to do that by simply creating a blank, copying it, and then just double click and paste the word or paste the blank wherever you want to. So I'll show you that as we get a little bit further in. So then ultimately what you end up doing is you create a lecture supplement. You take from here with the highlighted areas and then you simply go through and change those into blanks so that the learner now has the lecture supplement that they are able to print and fill in the blanks as they go through. So let me take just a second and I will pull up a presentation and show you. Here is a presentation and I'll show you that how we create that. So I'm going to launch a Word. So I've got a blank Word area here. Now what I'll do is I'm going to highlight the notes section. I usually just go ahead and highlight it all. Now you can do the quick copy paste, but for visual benefits I'm going to use just a plain right click copy, and then again I'm going to come over here and paste all of the information. And let me change that color for you. Of course nothing ever works the way you want, and we'll change the sizes and things like that. You'll have to go through here and edit. You can remove bullets. You'll see you may want to clean this up a little bit. So I actually have one that I've already done that with. So through the magic of television, I'm going to drag that one in. Okay, so here is the one where I've gone in and we've made a copy of the slide presentation. Now what I want to do is I just want to come in here and I want to change, so I'm going to highlight areas and then go up here to the font and I want to change it. I like to use the red. Use a color that stands out for you. That's important and will be important later on as well. So now for speed, I like to use the Control Y, which is a repeat. So I'm going to come over here and highlight that, and I'm just going to use the Control Y, change that color. So come down, pick out some other options here. Let's just say individual leads, Control Y, Control Y, Control Y, and here's one more. Okay, now once that's been done, I'm going to go to File, Save As, and then change it to Supplement with Answers and save it. And now the next thing I want to do is to prevent from overwriting that. Again, I'm going to save, but this time I'm going to save it as Lecture Supplement. I'm going to take the answers off of it and save. So now what I want to do is I'm going to highlight everything that was red and I'm going to overwrite it with an underline and pick one that's going to be long enough to leave. Make sure you leave the learners enough space in there to be able to get their writing. That's one of the biggest complaints that I've had when using these, is actually had students that complain, or learners that complain because there's not enough room. So I've learned to put enough space in there to allow that. Again, I'm going to copy and we'll come back over here and paste. Okay, and again, for in the essence of time, what I'll do is I'll use the Control V button and just clean it up a little bit so that it looks nice and neat in the way that I want it. Again, I'm going to use the Control V button to paste, and you can do that throughout. There's a couple of other quick tips that you can use if you wanted to. Those of you that are a little more advanced, if you would like to sorry about that. If you are advanced enough to do the find and replace, a quick way to do that is to use the find and replace, and then basically you find the font color, so everything that you had changed to red, and then you replace it with the blank, and you can do 50 pages with 250 different changes, lecture blanks added, and you can do it in literally just seconds. So those of you that are a little more advanced can do that. And there you go. I have now created a lecture supplement. Simply load that into your course, direct the learners to print this and fill out the blanks as they go through the presentation. Remember, you saved that original one as supplement with answers, so you have your answers. You can come back and check it. If you wanted to provide an answer key for the learners, that is also an option with this, and you can provide that answer key for them. Again, this has been Engaging Learners with Lecture Supplements. My name is Kelly Kirk, and I'm with 911 eLearning Solutions. Find us on Facebook at 911elearning.com or on Facebook with 911 eLearning.